Well, thank you all so much for joining us today in Houston to talk about the natural gas and oil industry. And why don't we just jump right in? So I think if I asked you all to talk about the imagery that you think of when you think of natural gas and oil and the innovation that's going on right now, and then what you think of in the next decade. Can you talk to me a little bit about how you see it in your day-to-day job and then how you see your company changing and evolving?
I see it as a puzzle. So trying to solve a puzzle, every piece is important. And when you look at the big picture, it all comes together. So we are all important, the petrophysicists, the geologists, the engineer, the geophysicist, all of us bring the story together.
I've been at my company for 17 years, and where we've been and where we are today is just so incredibly different. Now we literally have data in our hands every second through technology advancements and being able to then make data-driven decisions based on what is readily available. I am very excited to see what the next 10 years holds.
The speed at which we get data now is just amazing. And not only on the logging side, but also on the coring side, the labs have been coming up with innovative ways of making the answers that we're looking for.
I've recently been very impressed around the digitization efforts that our industry has really invested in. And to your point on having that information available, right? And the technology that we're able to leverage today, a lot of us don't realize that it's possible. We're doing it today. Very exciting, being able to solve problems tomorrow that we haven't been able to solve before because of these investments.
One of the great pleasures of my job is getting to meet people like you and getting to hear stories of how this industry has really impacted lives.
So this industry has completely revolutionized where I live. Everything I do in life, I try to do for my community and make my community a better place, and teaching people in my local community about what we do as the oil and gas industry, how we do it, how we help protect the environment. And our industry gives back more than any industry in the country, I think. We're very involved, very active in the communities in which we work and prosper. And that's what really drove me to oil and gas, and that's why I love doing what I do.
Our industry regularly is supporting STEM programs at local schools to not only promote, right, what oil and gas is about, but also to encourage women and kids and, everybody, right, all ethnicities to participate. And this is what our industry can provide. And we have to feed, right, the system.
Clearly, diversity, equity, and inclusion is a very important topic, but I've also noticed that it is really part of the culture of this industry in giving opportunity and rewarding hard work. So, any thoughts on that?
I've worked for the oil and gas industry for 15 years now, and the white male perception is an old perception, and I feel like diversity is in the forefront of our minds. And the company that I work for, I would say 30 to 40% are supervisors, managers, and directors. And that gives me inspiration, knowing that I could potentially be that someday. And that's really neat.
What I would say for people who think it's a white-dominated industry, I would say, then we need you, come and be the diversity at the workplace, and we can always improve. So that would be my call to somebody who is thinking that was the case, that, join me and be the difference. And the industry is very passionate about it. They're looking for people like us.
I have to tell you, talking to you guys is just incredibly motivating to me, because not only is the energy in the room here, but the ability to tackle problems that are tough, ranging from how you extract resources from a mile underneath the Earth's crust to tackling some really tough societal challenges. Do you feel like sometimes there's a kind of default perspective when you have conversations where people may have some kind of misconceptions about what you do?
I think you talk about oil and gas, and that's what comes to people's mind, oil coming out of the ground. What we do helps society run. But even beyond transportation, or just electricity, right, is the materials, right, that our industry also participates in acquiring for everything else that we see, right? All the gadgets and gadgets that we buy and use, right?
Yeah.
Glasses you're wearing
Our
come
clothes,
from our clothes, right?
cell phone,
And it's-
everything.
It's the plastics, it's the makeup, it's all of these things. It's such a bigger picture in our everyday lives.
Just in general, we tend to shut down things we don't understand. So it's all about awareness. It's all about showing the value that we provide and educating people as to what it is how the industry impacts them on a daily basis.
I also think communication and trust from the community and stakeholders and regulators, and them knowing that we're always, safety and the environment is in the forefront of our mind. Always, that's number one. I think that's super important, is to gain the trust of the community as well, because they are the stakeholders and regulators.
So trust is really important in that. And I think that part of establishing trust is building a relationship and really having people understand how we think about optimizing and improving. The notion of continual improvement within our industry is part of our DNA. It's who we are and what we do.
We're maintaining global energy supply with only a third of the resources that we were using 8 years ago. People don't realize that, right? But it's a big impact. Big changes, big improvements have been made. We're in an industry that is used to these challenges and have the right people to solve the problems when we have our backs against the wall to come out ahead, right? And that's what we do.
Really, we've got a lot of smart, innovative people that are in our industry at all levels that are coming up with new ways to detect vapors, new ways to reduce emissions on their own, not because someone told them that they needed to, but they can see how what they do ties to their daily lives.
We are being innovative because we want to be sustainable, because it's gonna maintain the industry as a whole.
If you don't innovate, if you don't keep up with technology, you don't get better. It's just the nature of the game. You have to adapt, you have to meet the needs of the changing world, and you have to stay on top of your game.
I really think the sky is the limit. Our industry is so proactive in everything we do, whether it be how can we get more gas, how can we improve the environment. We have a lot of great minds and a lot of great people coming together to form ideas, try things, maybe bring in technology from other industries.
We have to put meaning or purpose behind anything we do. I think it gives you that motivation to keep going. And that reason could be as simple as your family, providing for your family, or it could be as big as solving the global energy problem. Over here, we take it for granted. We have the lights. If the lights are on all the time, and we are happy. And the moment that the lights goes off, we want to sue somebody, right? So, but back home, it's a norm to see the light go off for hours and not know when it's going to come back on. And so little things like this means a lot to some people around the world.
I like what Essie said about people taking the energy piece for granted. I know in the state of Alaska, up north in the villages where it's 50 below in the wintertime, they have to have that energy to survive. And that's super important.
Absolutely.
I love working for the natural gas and oil industry because we make general daily life sustainable. The future of natural gas and oil, to me, looks like an evolution of innovation. We're going to bring diversity of thought, diversity of background, new perspectives, and I think that's only going to drive us even further to come up with new ways to produce the energy, new technologies, new cost savings measures, new safety protocols, and so I'm excited for the future.
Well, guys, this was an incredible conversation. It is such a pleasure to have a chance to visit with you today and help tell the story of the important work that you and your teams are leading each and every day on behalf of the people of this country to have the energy in order to power our daily lives. So thank you so much for your time.